Hey guys, Travis here with TechRaptor. I'm back at Gen Con 2016. I am with Steamforged Games, and we're going to be talking a little bit about Guildball. So for people that aren't familiar with the game, give us a broad overview.
So, broad overview of Guildball, it's a medieval soccer game that's played with axes. And the best way to describe it is the opening scene from Gangs of New York, where they're all lined up against each other. They've all got their uniforms on, you've got the red stripes, you've got the blue stripes. And just imagine that scene where they come together, and instead of fighting, they're actually playing a game of football. Which is what we call soccer in England, I hasten to add. Yeah.
So the game isn't simply soccer though, right? These guys are getting a little more violent with each other.
That's exactly right. So the premise of the game is it's set in a world called the Empire of Free Cities, and instead of fighting wars, they actually play games of football. And of course, things get a little bit physical. And yeah, they take axes, they take swords, they take knives, they take all kinds of dirty tricks and secret weapons to try and win the game. But fundamentally, it's a football game.
And the factions are more than just different colored jerseys, right?
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely. They're based around guilds, so all these warring guilds, you've got the fishermen, the butchers, and they really represent the teams they come from. So if you think of butchers, you'll think of meat cleavers and aprons, and that's exactly what you see when you see the teams together. So we've got 9 guilds now, and we're going to add some more coming in Season 3, and I'll talk a bit about them as well.
So are you debuting anything new here at Gen Con this year?
So we've got a brand new model called Tater, and he is from a guild that's going to be released in Season 3, which is coming out early next year. And that guild is the Farmers Guild. And we've decided to kind of do a sneaky snapshot into how the Farmers Guild works through this model. So for a very short space of time, he can play in casual games only for any team, and he will show people how the Farmers Guild is set up to work. Basically, the Farmers Guild revolves around 2 different types of players. There's those that plant the seeds, and then those that reap the seeds. So they use a thing called a harvest token. So it's all a case of putting out harvest tokens in order to enable your models, your reaper models, to take advantage of them. So reaper models can do things like spend a harvest token to kind of get a free charge, or to get a bonus to an attack, or to maybe reposition themselves. So they're situationally quite tricky and quite powerful. Obviously, the opponent has an opportunity to counterplay that. So if they run through a harvest marker, then that ruins that harvest marker and it gets taken off the board. So the gameplay of the farmers is really revolving around getting the harvest markers out, using them carefully. And the cool thing is the harvest markers that aren't used through the course of the turn and that manage to survive get converted into influence for the following turn. So the farmers really, their play style was very much about planning ahead, thinking ahead. Like farmers in the real world, they have to plant what they want to reap further on down the game. So they will steadily get stronger and then drop away as they have like a weak month and the opposite teams kind of trampled all over their crops. They bring a whole new way of playing the game.
So you mentioned casual play, so tell us a bit about your organized play system.
So organised play, we're doing a big push coming into Season 3. So currently we've got several systems where we have sanctioned events. So we'll send prize support to people for any 16 and above player tournaments. That's operated generally through our pundit system, which is our organisation for our volunteers. And they're like worldwide now. We've got about 200-300 of them now. And they do a fantastic job of kind of promoting that. We just released the Big League campaign in Season 2 as well. And that is basically a one-shot campaign deck that helps you play Guildball in a more casual way as well. So if you want to get around with your friends and have a 6-7 week campaign, that system allows you to do that. And like Matt was saying with Tater, he'll fit right into that, and it's quite a nice way to kind of interject and a bit more fun and a bit more style before he's going to be seen for real in Season 3 and we're going to play it.
Excellent. And you all have your own convention at the end of the year, correct?
That's right, yeah. So first time ever we're doing SteamCon, or as I like to call it, SteamyCon, but it's an in-joke. Okay. So it's our first convention. It's going to be in the UK. We have picked Thanksgiving weekend, so we're kind of, we're hoping that people in the States, whilst they might not necessarily make the long trip across the pond to come and actually play with us, we are going to do a lot of live broadcasts from the event. There'll be a lot of keynote speeches that we're going to do. There's some big announcements that we were going to be sharing with people about Guildball, about Dark Souls, and about another game that we're going to start talking about real soon. So what we're hoping is people will be at home, they'll be stuffed full of their turkey, they'll have a couple of beers, and then they'll sit down and watch some keynotes and try and join in the fun.
Yeah. Right on. Hey, and with the exchange rate the way it is, you never know. Some die-hard Guildball fans might be wanting to make that trip. Now's the time. Thanks for your time, gentlemen. I know our miniatures expert was extremely impressed with the game. If you guys want to see TechRaptor's review of the game, Michael Johnson's review will be linked in the description below. Thanks for your time.